Roadside inspections and weigh station checks are part of every truck driver's life. But too often, drivers get hit with the same violations that could have been prevented. In this video, we'll cover the top driver violations and the top vehicle violations reported by the FMCSA and DOT, and most importantly, how you can avoid them. One of the most common and most costly issues a driver can face during a roadside inspection is an hours of service violation. These rules, outlined by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, or FMCSA, are not just bureaucratic red tape, they are foundational safety regulations designed to prevent fatigue-related accidents. Understanding them isn't just about avoiding fines, it's about protecting yourself and everyone else on the road. The core of these regulations is found in Title 49 of the Code of Federal Regulations, Part 395. Let's break down the most frequent violations and, more importantly, how to ensure you remain in compliance at all times. First, let's tackle the 11-hour driving limit. As per Regulation 49 CFR Section 395.3A3I, you are permitted to drive a maximum of 11 hours, but only after you have taken 10 consecutive hours off duty. This 11-hour clock is strictly for driving time. It pauses whenever you are not driving, but it's a hard limit. Once you've accumulated 11 hours of drive time, you cannot get behind the wheel again to drive until you complete another 10-hour off-duty period. For example, if you drive for 4 hours, take a 2-hour break for lunch and a delivery, and then drive for another 7 hours, you have hit your 11-hour limit for the day. Next is the 14-hour driving window, governed by 49 CFR Section 395.3A2. This is often confused with the 11-hour rule, but it's critically different. After your 10 consecutive hours off duty, a 14-hour clock starts ticking the moment you begin any on-duty activity. This includes your pre-trip inspection, fueling, driving, loading, or unloading. This 14-hour clock does not stop for any reason. Once this window closes, you are prohibited from driving for the rest of the day, regardless of how many of your 11 driving hours you have left. Think of it as a daily game board. If you start your on-duty time at 6 a.m., your game board expires at 8 p.m. Even if you've only driven for 7 hours, you cannot drive after 8 p.m. All driving must be completed within that 14-hour window. Then there's the mandatory 30-minute break detailed in 49 CFR Section 395.3A3-2. You are not allowed to drive if more than 8 hours of driving time have passed without you taking at least one 30-consecutive-minute break. This break must be logged as off-duty or sleeper berth. It cannot be on-duty not driving. For instance, time spent fueling or doing paperwork does not count towards this required break. Your ELD will warn you as you approach the 8-hour driving mark. Heed this warning. Pushing it to the next exit could easily put you in violation. It's crucial to plan this break into your day proactively, finding a safe parking spot before your time runs out. Inspectors also issue serious violations for false or missing logs. Under 49 CFR Section 395.8E, falsifying your record of duty status is a severe offense. This isn't a simple mistake. It's intentionally providing inaccurate information, such as logging driving time as off-duty, using another driver's credentials, or tampering with the ELD itself. These actions can lead to substantial fines and even criminal charges. Similarly, missing or uncertified logs are a red flag for inspectors. You are required to certify your logs every 24 hours. Forgetting to do so creates a violation that is easily avoidable. So how do you avoid these violations and the stress that comes with them? It comes down to 3 key practices: planning, managing, and communicating. First, diligent pre-trip planning is your best defense. Before you even start your engine, always check your available hours on your ELD. Look at all your clocks, your 11-hour driving time, your 14-hour duty window, and your 60 or 70-hour weekly limit. Use this information to plan a realistic trip. Factor in potential delays for traffic, weather, or wait times at shippers and receivers. A trip that looks possible on paper might be impossible when you account for your HOS limits. A good plan prevents you from being in a position where you have to choose between being on time and being compliant. Second, actively manage your day and your ELD. Your ELD is a tool, not an adversary. Learn its functions. Know how to properly log your duty status changes, make annotations to explain any discrepancies, and review unassigned driving segments. Certify your logs at the end of every shift. If your carrier makes an edit to your log, you must review it for accuracy and either accept or reject it. Remember, you are ultimately responsible for what's in your logbook, and communicate proactively with your dispatcher. If a delay occurs that will impact your hours, let them know immediately. It is always better to report a delay than to risk a violation by trying to make up time. By mastering these rules and adopting these best practices, you transform hours of service from a source of anxiety into a framework for a safe, professional, and successful career on the road. Another top violation is not having a valid medical certificate on file. If your medical card is expired or not properly reported to your state, you can be placed out of service. To avoid this, keep your medical card up to date. Don't wait until the last minute. Submit updated medical information to your state licensing agency immediately. Always carry proof of your current medical certificate in your truck. Inspectors also commonly find drivers operating with suspended or revoked CDLs, or not having the correct class or endorsements for the load, especially with hazmat. Here's how to prevent this. Check your CDL status regularly with your state DMV. Make sure you have the proper endorsements before hauling special loads. Report any license changes to your carrier right away. The number one vehicle violation found in inspections is brake system issues, including out-of-adjustment brakes, air leaks, and inoperative brake components. To prevent brake violations, during pre-trip, listen and look for air leaks. Check brake adjustment and look for missing or damaged parts. Report brake problems immediately. Never drive until repairs are made. Tires are another leading cause of violations. Inspectors frequently cite flat tires, tread depth below 2/32 of an inch, and visible damage like cuts or bulges. To avoid tire violations, check tread depth and tire pressure during your pre-trip. Look for bulges, leaks, or exposed fabric. Don't drive with visible tire damage. Get it repaired before you move. Lighting violations are also among the top 3. This includes missing reflectors, inoperative taillights, turn signals, or clearance lamps. To prevent lighting violations, turn on all lights during pre-trip to confirm they're working. Check reflectors and marker lights for cracks or missing covers. Carry spare fuses and bulbs when possible. The foundation of a safe and violation-free trip begins before you even turn the key. Most vehicle violations, and more importantly, most equipment-related accidents, are entirely preventable. The key lies in conducting meticulous, systematic vehicle inspections. This isn't just a company policy, it's a federal mandate. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, or FMCSA, outlines these requirements in Regulation Section 396(11) and Section 396(13). These rules aren't just about paperwork, they are about taking professional ownership of your equipment and ensuring it's safe for the road. A thorough inspection is your first line of defense against catastrophic failures, costly downtime, and dangerous situations. Let's break down what a truly thorough pre-trip inspection looks like. Taking your time means dedicating at least 15 to 30 minutes to this process. Don't just walk. A systematic approach ensures you don't miss anything. Start in the cab. Review the previous driver vehicle inspection report, or DVIR. Have any noted defects been repaired and certified by a mechanic? Confirm you have all required paperwork, registration, insurance, and any special permits for your load. Now let's go outside. Pop the hood. You're not just glancing. Check the oil level with the dipstick. Inspect the coolant reservoir. Look at all belts for cracks, fraying, or looseness. Examine hoses for bulges, leaks, or soft spots. Your engine is the heart of your operation. Make sure it's healthy before you demand a long day's work from it. Moving to the front of the tractor, check your lights. Test the headlights, both high and low beams, as well as your turn signals and four-way flashers. Now, proceed down the driver's side. This is where we get into critical components. Your tires are your only connection to the road. Use an air pressure gauge on every single tire. Don't just thump them. Federal law requires a minimum tread depth of 4/32 of an inch on steer tires and 2/32 on all other tires. Use a tread depth gauge to be certain. Look for cuts, bulges, or any signs of sidewall damage. Examine your wheels and rims for cracks or bends. Check your lug nuts. Are they all there? Do you see any rust trails which could indicate a loose nut? Look at your brake components. Can you see the brake chambers, slack adjusters, and linings? Are there any visible cracks or signs of damage? Check your suspension system. Leaf springs shouldn't be cracked or broken. At the coupling area, your attention to detail is paramount. Ensure the fifth wheel is securely mounted to the frame with no missing bolts. Check that the locking jaws are fully closed around the kingpin. There should be no gap between the fifth wheel apron and the trailer. Give your airlines and electrical cord a firm tug at the connection points. Trace their path to the trailer, ensuring they aren't rubbing or chafing against any metal parts, which could wear them down and cause a failure. As you move to the rear, check that the landing gear is fully raised and the crank handle is secure. Inspect the trailer frame itself for any cracks or damage. At the very back, test all your lights again. Brake lights, turn signals, and clearance lights. Make sure your doors are securely latched and that all required reflective tape is in place and clean. Finally, get back in the cab and start the engine. It's time for the in-cab inspection and air brake test. Watch your gauges. Your air pressure must build to between 120 and 140 psi. Then, perform the full 3-step air brake test as required by law. Test for leaks with the parking brake released and then with the service brake applied. Confirm your low air warning alarm activates before pressure drops below 60 psi. And finally, test that your parking brake pops out when the pressure drops to between 20 and 45 psi. Once your inspection is complete, if you find any issues you must document them on your DVIR. Be specific. Right front steer tire has a large cut on the inner sidewall is much better than tire issue. This detailed report is what allows maintenance to find and fix the problem efficiently. Remember, the post-trip inspection is just as important. At the end of your day, do another walk around. This is your chance to catch problems that developed during your trip, ensuring the vehicle is ready for its next run, or that repairs are scheduled immediately. Just as a mechanical inspection ensures your truck is fit for the road, managing your hours of service ensures that are. Fatigue is one of the greatest dangers in this industry, and the HOS regulations, enforced via your electronic logging device, are designed to prevent it. Think of your ELD not as a restriction, but as your personal risk management tool. It's your co-pilot for compliance and your strategic planner for a safe, stress-free day. Using it effectively is a non-negotiable professional skill. Before you even think about putting the truck in gear, you must have a plan. This starts with a deep dive into your available hours on the ELD. Under FMCSA Section 395, you need to manage several clocks simultaneously. You have your 11-hour driving limit, your 14-hour on-duty window, and your 60 or 70-hour weekly limit. Let's put this into practice. Your trip is 600 miles. At an average speed of 50 miles per hour, that's 12 hours of driving. Right away you know this isn't possible in one driving shift due to the 11-hour rule. You must plan for a 10-hour reset. Furthermore, you're required to take a 30-minute break before you've driven 8 cumulative hours. Where will you take that break? Where will you shut down for your 10-hour reset? Relying on finding a parking spot when your clock is about to run out is a recipe for disaster and a major source of stress. Use your ELD and mapping apps to identify several potential truck stops or rest areas along your route. Have a plan A, B, and C. Your ELD is your guide. It gives you the data you need to make smart, proactive decisions instead of risky, reactive ones. Your inspections are only effective if you act on what you find. Ignoring a potential defect is a gamble you can't afford to take. FMCSA Regulation Section 396(7) is crystal clear. A commercial motor vehicle shall not be operated if it's in a condition likely to cause an accident or breakdown. This is the unsafe to operate rule, and it places direct responsibility on you, the driver. If you see something, hear something, or feel something wrong with your vehicle, you have a legal and ethical obligation to report it immediately. Don't talk yourself out of it. A small air leak you can barely hear in the yard can become a major brake system failure on a steep downgrade. A minor tire bulge can turn into a catastrophic steer tire blowout at 65 miles per hour. A coolant drip can lead to engine seizure in the middle of nowhere. These aren't hypotheticals, they are real-world events that happen every day. When you find a defect, communicate it clearly and immediately. Follow your company's procedure, whether it's calling dispatch, contacting the maintenance shop directly, or using a messaging system. State your truck number, your location, and the specific problem. This is driver 1234. I'm at the shipper. During my post-trip, I found the inside dual tire on the rear drive axle is flat. This allows the company to take immediate action. Never ever drive a vehicle that you have documented as having a safety defect. unless a mechanic has certified in writing that it has been repaired or that the repair is not necessary for safe operation. If you get pulled in for a roadside inspection and the officer finds a defect that you noted on your DVIR but was never fixed, the consequences will be severe for both you and your company. You are knowingly operating an unsafe vehicle. This goes beyond fines and CSA points. In the event of an accident, it exposes you to immense personal liability. Proactive prevention through inspections, planning, and reporting isn't just about following the rules. It's about professionalism. It's about protecting your livelihood. And most importantly, it's about ensuring that you and everyone you share the road with gets home safe. As we conclude, let's reframe our perspective. Roadside inspections don't have to mean violations, stress, or delays. Think of them as a routine part of our profession, an opportunity to demonstrate your commitment to safety and your expertise as a professional driver. A clean inspection is a badge of honor, a testament to your diligence. The goal of this retraining is to empower you with the knowledge and habits to make every inspection a clean one. It all comes down to mastering the fundamentals we've covered. Let's start with hours of service, governed by FMCSA Regulation 49 CFR Part 395. This is consistently one of the top sources of violations. It's not just about the 11-hour driving limit or the 14-hour duty window, it's about precision. Are you correctly using statuses like personal conveyance or yard move? Are you certifying your logs daily? An officer will scrutinize these details. A simple form and manner error, like forgetting to input a shipping number, can result in a citation. Imagine you're just 30 minutes from your delivery, but you're pushing up against your 14-hour clock. The temptation to keep going is real, but the consequences are severe. Getting caught means an immediate out-of-service order for 10 hours, a fine, and a significant hit to your and your company's CSA score. The load is late, and your record is tarnished. The professional choice is always to shut down safely and legally. Plan your trips meticulously, know your limits, and communicate any potential delays with dispatch early. Your ELD is a tool for compliance, but you are the master of your clock. Next, let's talk about you, the driver. Your qualifications, as outlined in 49 CFR Part 391, are non-negotiable. This means your commercial driver's license and your medical certificate must be current at all times. There is zero tolerance for expired documents. This isn't a minor ticket, it's a major violation that will place you out of service on the spot. Think about the ripple effect. Your truck is stopped, the load is stranded, and the company has to scramble to recover the freight, all while dealing with a severe CSA violation. You are responsible for tracking these critical dates. Don't rely on anyone else. Set multiple reminders on your phone a few months before your expiration dates. Schedule your DOT physical well in advance. Once you have your new medical card, ensure you submit it not only to the company but also to your state's Department of Motor Vehicles as required. Proactively managing your own credentials is a hallmark of a true professional. It shows you take your career and your responsibilities seriously. Equally important is the health of your vehicle. Thorough vehicle inspections mandated by 49 CFR Part 396 are your first line of defense against equipment violations. The pre-trip inspection is not a suggestion. It's a legal requirement and your most critical safety check. Don't just walk around the truck. Get systematic. Follow a routine every single time, checking critical components like tires, brakes, and lights, the top 3 culprits for roadside violations. Are your tires properly inflated and free of damage? Are your brake adjustments within legal limits? Do all your lights function correctly? If you find a defect, you must note it on your driver vehicle inspection report, or DVIR. This report is a legal document. If a defect is noted, it must be certified as repaired before you can operate the vehicle. Ignoring a small issue like a slightly dim headlight or a tire that's a few PSI low can turn into a violation and points on your record. A thorough post-trip inspection is just as vital. It identifies issues that may have developed during your trip, allowing maintenance to address them before the next driver takes the wheel. Remember, safety first, compliance always. These two concepts are inseparable. Every rule we've discussed is rooted in preventing accidents. Your adherence to these rules is directly measured by the Compliance, Safety, Accountability, or CSA program. Violations in HOS, driver fitness, or vehicle maintenance directly add points to your personal record and to our company's basic scores. High scores trigger increased scrutiny, more inspections, higher insurance rates, and can even jeopardize our authority to operate. That's how you protect your license, your company, and everyone sharing the road. Your CDL is your professional lifeblood. Protect it fiercely. Your actions directly impact the company's reputation and viability. And most importantly, your diligence at the inspection bay and behind the wheel ensures the safety of the families we share the highways with every day. This video is part of your safety retraining program, designed to reinforce these essential habits. This isn't about memorizing rules for a test, it's about integrating them into your daily professional identity. Apply what you've learned today on every single trip, from the moment you clock in to the moment you sign off. By making compliance an automatic habit, you'll not only reduce violations but also dramatically improve your safety record and our collective CSA score. Strive for excellence. Strive for zero violations. Be the professional that others look up to. Your commitment is the key to a safe and successful career on the open road.